Okay. Okay. All right. So we were up to Taf Lamed Hey. Lo barak b'leil yadal yivdok b'yon yadal. Someone who did not do a Bedika on leil yadal should check during the day. The ezo shah she yizkor me'ayon lo barak kol yon yadal yivdok. If he didn't remember, or let's say he was away, whatever, he had some sort of illness, he doesn't show up until the day. If he's wherever he is, it could be there's an Indian like to check his pockets or things. There's discussion about whether maybe there's some sort of Indian to do some sort of small check of his stuff to be kind of the mitzvah. But if he gets to his house and he has to, or he forgot whatever it was, he has to go check them. Pesach Pesach. If he didn't check, it happened, it was into Pesach. Lo badak Pesach Pesach yivdok lachar Pesach. If he didn't, lo badak kol yom yudal yivdok Pesach Pesach. Right. So if he didn't check the Dalit, then he has to check on Pesach. Machlokes whether he should do it on Yom Tov or not. Some pashas he should. If he didn't check during Pesach, yivdok lachar Pesach. Kadesh lo yikasha v'chametz she'avar lav Pesach. So you shouldn't come to eat any chametz which is over lav Pesach shu also b'hana. Ve'al habedika shel achar Pesach lo yivarach. There he does not make a bracha. So some say that the only reason you don't make during Pesach you would make a bracha because you're trying to push away chametz. After Pesach they're just coming to B'kayim mitzvahs Bedika and to say, okay, this chametz was from before. This is from after, so therefore, now again, so doesn't need a bracha. Now again, and this is time even if he was mevatel it and everything like that, because it's still, even though he's not over on Bal Yirayah, but it's still, it would still be considered, it's still considered chametz she'avar la Pesach if it's in his rishos. I don't know if bittul is enough. It has to be it's out of his rishos, so it's machor or something like that. Again, who adin if let's say if someone will go away and Chol Moed decides they want to go to some hotel or I don't know Pesach hotel, whatever, they go away for the night. So it could be I don't know. I'm not sure whether they have to go ahead and check. Yeah, obviously if it belongs to a goy, you don't have to. But let's say you goes to someone's house, to a Jew who didn't check, and they're staying in a room there, could be they'd have to check there as well. Another reason to check is also so that you don't come to during Pesach. You don't come to eat any chametz. It's also that one of the reasons of Bedikas chametz is so that mevadol in a chametz, so you won't come to eat it during Pesach. So therefore that's another reason why in Pesach you should do it. Someone who goes on a journey, a sea journey, or Yotze b'shayara goes out on the caravan. If he's leaving right after Purim, he has to go on a trip somewhere, and he's chayav to do a Bedikas chametz before he leaves. Unless he leaves someone there to do it, even if it's his wife, b'diavad, even though some say it's better for women not to do it. So Yerushalmi says there's a few reasons why over there, but Akupanim, if it works, if need be, his wife can do it. Az al bir chametz, and he shouldn't do, if he's going away, he should not, or going to a hotel, even 2 days before he goes to a hotel, he shouldn't make a bracha al bir chametz. Kodem lamed yoim, ein tzarich livdok. If it's before 30 days, he doesn't need to do a bedika. Yeshimagia Pesach, ivat lenu. Just when Pesach comes, he should be sure that he's mevatel it. Because if he's not mevatel, he's not, the Gemara points out, he's not over Bal Yirah, he's over Bal Yatvin, that even if he doesn't see it, he still owns it, so that's also. If he went away and he's planning to go back for Pesach, if he is going away, and his plans to come back before Pesach, or this is before 30 days. If his plans to come back before Pesach or on Pesach, then he should do a Bedika. And he won't have time to be Mevar, so then you have to go ahead and do that. Someone who makes his house into a storage, into a shed, something, whatever, storage house, within 30 days. First he has to check the room out, do a Bedika in the room, then he can put stuff inside. If it's before 30 days, if he's going to clear it out before Pesach, he still has to do a Bedika first, because if he's he has to, because maybe he'll forget, maybe he won't have time, whatever it is, just like that before. Because so therefore he has to check before. He has storing stuff in there to Sukkos, right? Then he doesn't need to check. Let's say you have a storage place to keep wheat, which is a bit moist, and at the bottom of the bore, where they used to keep chitim in a bore, it's wet, and there's fermented wheat over there. In Nasa ha'oitzer shoshim yom kodem Pesach, if he makes it before 30 days, enu zachuk levayer, he doesn't have to mevar it, ela mevatlo belibo v'daya, he has to make bittul. Miyu la'achar Pesach, he's not chayav to clear out the oitzer, but after Pesach, when he clears out the oitzer, also lahanas ve'os and chitin, then he has to throw them out. V'im ein sham chametz yadua, in a place where there's no chametz yadua, well, there's no reason for there to be chametz there, el safek, muter limka ha'oitzer, kach b'yachad. If there's no reason to assume that there was moist on the ground and it's dry room, whatever, there's no reason to assume it's wet and there's mechumatzim, so then you could it's better you can go ahead and then it's mutter, you can just sell the otzar together with anything there, and that's you don't have to worry about it.
So the Ramah saying that the cost is to do with his Chametz and Chametz Gomer?
No, I don't think so. No, he's not discussing that before.
Why is it said that in Sham Chametz and
No, because if he knows it's there, you can't. If he's talking about he's selling to a goy. I don't think he's talking about selling to a goy. One second. Because he's a lot. Right. Because here he says, so Borach Pesach, it's kilu, like, here it says if you sell it, you are going to be mutter. It's, something which is Chametz Gomer, or it could be that the Chamer Mechayev, you know it's there to go ahead and to deal with it. I hear what you're asking, I'm not sure. Yesh Omin, the Kodem Lama Yom She'ein Tzarech Livdok, Hainu K'She'ein Daito Lachzav B'Socha Pesach. Again, that's only if he's not coming before Pesach. It's the second day that you don't have to check. It's only if his das is not to come for Pesach. Well, he should daito lachzor kodem Pesach. The only issue is if he's going to come during Pesach. But if he's going to come right before Pesach, we're not choshesh, he's not going to have time. Or acharav ein tzarech livdok, even shu kodem shloshim yom. The zman is before 30 days. V'shiyir Pesach yivat lenu, and when Pesach comes, you have to mevatel it. But im daito lachzor b'soch Pesach, if he's wants to come back during Pesach, tzarech livdok. I feel in Rosh Hashanah. Right, so everyone's wondering if you're wondering why we were learning Hilchos Pesach now. So here you go. That is, again, now that if you decide to leave now before Rosh Hashanah and you're going to come back during Pesach, then you got to go ahead and do a Bedika. If you forgot and didn't check, so then you should mevatel it when Pesach comes. Don't make a bracha. Ishto tivdoik v'tivtal b'veiso yishkach levatam machem shehu. If his wife's home and he's away, then she should do bedika and tevatel just in case he doesn't do it. He forgets to do it.
It says afilu Rosh Hashanah. That means it's totally on the Shana. What about if it's Shavuos before?
I assume it means anything from after Pesach and on. That's what I assume it means. It's not so common. Even saying you'll feel Rosh Hashanah, it's 6 months away, it's 6 months before. But it could be the person goes away for a whole year. It could be even hard to plan that far. I don't know, whatever. Nowadays, right, if you have plane tickets, you're leaving Shavuos, and your plane tickets to come back during Pesach, of course. It doesn't, I only love that for Hashem. Yisrael hayotze mebeis in Yehudi toch shoshim yom. Someone who leaves, he leaves a non-Jew's house before 30 days. V'nichlas v'vayis acher be'ir zu. And he moves before 30 days. V'holech le'ir acher, goes to a different city. Ein tzarech levar beisa in Yehudi. He doesn't have to he doesn't have to do Bedikas Chametz or anything. It's within 30 days. He doesn't have to do any Bedikas Chametz if he's staying in a hotel, if he's renting, he's moved somewhere. He doesn't have to do a Bedika. Shaharei Yikayim mitzvahs bir, but also bias acher, because he'd be Mekayim mitzvahs bir in the other house. Well, ihu mafarish yotzi b'shayara lo yichanis v'pesach v'bayis. He's not going to be at home. Yesh b'shayara shachal chovas bir kivan shu toch lamed yom. Some say if he's leaving, so anyone who's leaving has and he's not going to be. Not that he's moving, but he's just leaving, even though it's a goy's house. And maybe you can say that he's kind of whatever chametz is there. Afal piken, he has to do a bedika v'tzarech levar based in Yehudi shur yotze mimenu kadei l'kayim mitzvahs bir. It's not that we're okay. Listen, whatever's left is going to be the goy v'koined or whatever. But he has to do a mitzvahs bir. It's a mitzvah to do bedikas chametz and to mevar chametz. And if he's going to be he's going to come after Pesach. He's coming back to the goy's house. The difference here is that a person's not chayav to go ahead if he's moving, as long as he can become bedikas chametz. There's a chiyuv for a person to do a bedikas chametz, because also he has to do bedikas chametz and bir chametz. So therefore, if he's moving, so become it there, or for example, you're going away for Pesach. Right? If you're going away for Pesach, so then, if you're going somewhere else for Pesach, you can, let's say you sold your house to a goy, you can Bedikas Chametz wherever you are. There's a discussion about if you sold part of the road, you have to check there, you don't have to check there, because it's the Chametz of a goy, you don't have to necessarily do that. Even though the goy comes in, will go into the house on Pesach, and he's going to bring chametz in anyway. Some say that you don't have to if the goy is going to be coming in on Pesach. Now the question is also. So therefore, in a situation, what we're going to get into, I'll just bring in the one point up. Let's say you want to go to a hotel and Pesach, something, if you want to, if other goyim are going to be coming in, you don't have to do, I'm not talking about a Jewish hotel, you don't have to do Bedika. Let's say you rent a car in Pesach. You have to do Bedika when you get the car. Because, you're going to return it the next day, and then someone else is going to take it. If you haven't done a Bedikas Chametz, then you should do it, I guess. But it could be a person should just check and be sure there's no actual Chametz in the car. It's the goy. You don't have to worry about it. You're supposed to put a mechitza up. You shouldn't have come in and there's sandwiches all over the floor or whatever. It could be a person should take out any actual Chametz, but he doesn't have to do a Bedika on the car, even if he rents it. Because if it's a Jew's car, if it's someone who then didn't do a Bedika, I don't know, not sure about that. But if you're renting from an agency in America or whatever, you wouldn't have to worry about that. But if you're renting from, I'm not sure if it's a Jew's house, it could be, you would be chayv. I'm not sure. I have to see. Hamaske b'ayis chaver v'tzorach yudala v'menu ve'elach.
If you wanted moving on Pesach into a new apartment, whether you shouldn't. You need to go and you wound up going to a new apartment and you wound up on Pesach, and you don't have to do Bedika on that.
No, you'd have to do you would have to do a Bedika to be sure there's no chametz. I don't know if you have to go Bedika b'chorim v'stakim I don't know. If it was a Jew's house, I don't know. It's a good question. I wasn't ever really sure. It's a little bit unclear. If it's a Jew's, if it belongs to a Jew, sitting empty for a few months, and then you moved in, and you didn't do Bedikas Chametz there, or you don't know. We're going to see in a minute about Cheskos Balduk, not Cheskos Balduk. We're going to see about that. Hamaskir Bayis Chaver L'Tzorach Yadal, someone who rents a house to his friend Tzorach Yadal, and then of Eilach, and from there, from Yadal, L'Tzorach Yadal, and from there and on, V'kanau Be'echad Me'adrachim Sheschiras Karka Niknabo, and you koine one of the ways that Schiras Karka is koine it, meaning Chazaka, Kesef, Shtar, Kinyan Sudar, you sign a contract, Im ad shelo masalo maftech chal yadalid. If he didn't give them maftechos, then until yadalid al masker livdoik. Im shemasalo maftech chal yadalid soichel livdoik. There's two issues over here. One is kinyan schirus, that's mechayiv, and the second thing which is mechayiv is he has to actually have access to the apartment. Someone else has access to the apartment, even though he has technically signed the contract. It's not going to be. Then the masker has to do it. Whether giving keys to an apartment nowadays, maybe it might be a kinyan also. There's a discussion in the postscript about whether that is called situmta. Is that nowadays maybe but usually people need to sign a contract, sign a chozeh. But giving the keys here, the question is that he can't. Since he can't actually go ahead and do the Bedikas, so it's mutal on the masker to do it. Someone who rents a house from his friend on Yudalid, and you don't know he's a Jew, but you don't know whether he checked it or not. If the Baal Bayis is here, then you have to ask him. This is a makor, it's a famous makor for if you have a chazaka, if there's a chazaka, and it's efshar levar, then you should levar it. Yeah, it's the get to here and to get by shchita and the get to places it's a heter that if it's possible to levar, you shouldn't rely on a chazaka. However, if it's not, we may not be here. Cheskasol Badok, we assume is from Yid. He did a bedika. Mavat lebeliba v'dayo. He should go ahead and do bittul. Then that he shouldn't come to eat it. And obviously, there's chametz there. He should remove it because it's still you shouldn't have chametz sitting around the house when you close it up. Whatever. Akol panim. There's an idea. So obviously, if the person is not. No, in case anything, in case anything, he says, I'm sure Shalom, it's Hefkiro, a masker. He was masker, so you should, I'm not going to touch it. If you see chametz there, even if you see chametz there, that's the chiddush. Even if you see chametz there, cheskasol baduk, you assume he did a bedika, and he was just masker everything. If the guy is not from Bechal, then already I don't know if there's a cheskos kashrus over here, and I don't think it would create a chazaka. So therefore, yes, it would be an issue. Like I said, if you rent a car, you rent a house, you go to someone's around during Pesach, whatever it is. So like I said, if you move during Pesach itself to a new apartment, you should ask him, did you check it? Right? But if you can't get hold of him and whatever, let's say he lives in America and it's the first day and second day yontiv by them, and you can't get hold of him, whatever it is. So then you can move in and you can assume that he had someone check it. And even if you see chametz there, you can assume that he was just mafkir it and it was checked.
Was mafkir aside from doing?
He was mevatel. He did bittul, and he did bittul. So
what's the nafkamina if he did bittul or not?
Yeah.
No, what the seicher of the masker, you. The masker it's his chametz.
I understand, but if he didn't do a bedika, but he did do.
No. We assume bedika. No. Bedika. We assume bedika and bittul is enough. We're saying that he did a bedika and this stuff he saw below for bread. He was just like, I'm avatal it. That's enough technically. That's enough.
Not good enough for the soul there. He still has to get it out of his...
No, he has to get it out for a different, because or put a mechitza up, or whatever it is. He has to, just like we close up the chametz from the goy. You have to, you shouldn't be seeing it. It's question what the issur is or not.
What if the more likely case? What if the master never was voted this property, but he did do a bittul? Is that enough for the sofa?
I don't know. Well, that's because he has to do, because he has to do a bedika. He has to do a bedika. I mean, I'm not sure. I have to think about it. Maybe we'll stop here because the next thing is a bit more complicated. Yeah. So I said the next two situations are a little bit deeper, complicated. So I just jump into it.